Hi, guys. Welcome to another episode of Ray in Focus, a safe space for real emotions, real relationships, and real stories. On this episode, I will be talking about insecurities, you know, um, dealing with insecure friends, basically. And I have a personal story for you guys. Gists, premium gists, okay? Let's get into it. To me, I would say an insecure friend is someone who isn't comfortable with themselves yet. Um, let's say someone who hasn't fully made peace with who they are, and because of that, they project they project their fears, their doubts, um, on the people around them, even the people that they love, like especially on the people they love. And it quietly shows, or should I say, it quietly shapes the way they show up in friendships, relationships and all. Now, a lot of the times, these are people who actually, like, truly do love you, but somehow they struggle to celebrate you, right? They need constant reassurance. Like, you have to reassure them, oh, you look nice. Oh, that outfit does look good. Um, they make some of these people make the most interesting jokes. Like they say things to you that they should not say to you, but they mask it as a joke. You're sitting there like, that's not funny. You shouldn't have said that to me, right? But yeah, and they feel threatened by your growth every now and then. I mean, that goes hand in hand with them struggling to celebrate you because why am I winning and it's a problem to you? I mean, they might not outrightly make it look like it's a problem. But, you can tell when somebody is just iffy. It doesn't mean they don't love you. Yes, they do, but they haven't like figured themselves out in a way. Now, I'm not saying that insecure friends are bad people, right? Like I said before, they most likely love you. They are they're normally people who are hurt, people that are dealing with um people that are hurting, basically, people that are dealing with low self-esteem, unhealed wounds, maybe they've been scarred from one friendship, relationship or the other. And sometimes like they just fear, like, maybe this person, like, let's say fear of abandonment, basically. And because they have all of these things going on with them, um it's hard for them to show up for you, and that creates an unhealthy environment for both you and them, right? Because now they're showing up for you, but it's not genuine. They love you, but they are not loving you correctly because they still have so much to deal with, so much to unlearn, and also so much to learn. Like, they need to learn to love themselves for who they are, right? They need to build themselves up, build up your self-esteem, remind yourself that you're beautiful, go get the things that you need, to make you feel secure, to make you feel complete, to make you feel good about yourself. That way you can feel good for other people too. And one thing about insecurities is it is most likely going to ruin a relationship. It turns love into competition, into tension, and before you know it, jealousy starts creeping in, right? It starts creating a very unhealthy environment for your friendship or your relationship or for whatever it is. Okay, let me tell you guys a quick story of how insecurities ruined the friendship for me. Um, I had this friend that I absolutely loved. I completely adored. I mean, I literally called this person my closest friend, Um, I will not be mentioning any names because, we have to protect people's privacy. Um, but brief story, I had been friends with this person for a really long time. This kind of friendship that you're like, oh, this person is my person, this is my G, like, this is my guy. Like, nothing is gonna come in between us. Those kind of friends that you would most likely make your maid of honor, right? Um, but yeah, we had plans for something, right? We were supposed to do something together, and time and time again I'll ask this person, are you sure you're going to do this with me? If you're not going to, you need to let me know so I can find somebody else to do it. And this person would be like, have I ever told you I was going to do something and I did not do it? So I believed this person, right? And I thought, okay, we would actually do this. But every now and then I would ask, oh, have you informed your people that you're going to do this with me? And the person would be like, oh no, I haven't yet, but I'll do it. And I had two other options, like two other people that wanted to do this thing with me. But because I loved this person so much, I was excited that this person was going to do it with me. But last minute, literally days, I think 2 to 3 days to when we were supposed to do this thing, this person backed out. And now I don't have any more time to find somebody else. I tried to find somebody else. I couldn't, right? And because of that, this thing messed with me for a good, like for good 7 months. It messed with my finances for 7 months. Um, it was crazy. But yeah, and after this person did what they did not explain, like they didn't even try to talk to me about it. They did not explain, they didn't have a conversation with me about it. They just ghosted. Like they just stopped talking to me, right? And I also stopped talking to them, honestly. I didn't even bother to reach out because I was hurting and I was going through it, both emotionally and financially. Friendship breakups, I'm telling you, friendship breakups can be very, very, very devastating, very painful. But after a while, after I had healed from it, like gotten over the whole thing, I decided to reach out to this person and talk about it. Like, I want to have a conversation about it. And I invited this person. We met up somewhere to have this conversation, right? And the things that this person said to me made me realize that, hey, this isn't really about what is happening right now or what the person did. Yes, the person hurt you really bad, but it was coming from a place of insecurities. Like this person is deeply insecure. And even while we were having that conversation, I knew that this person wasn't there yet. They were not over those insecurities yet. Anyway, let me tell you guys what some of the things that this person said that made me realize that, hey, you shouldn't even bother rekindling this friendship. Like, just let it go. This person has a lot of work to do on themselves. So, one of the first thing that caught my attention was when this person said, you have too many people around you, you have too many friends, and you don't is it you don't spend as much time with me as you spend with them, or you don't prioritize me as much as you prioritize your other friends? I was like, wait, what do you even mean by that? First of all, I spend more time with you than I spend with anybody else. The other person I spent a lot of time with, not even spending time with, we just lived in the same house, right? We just lived in the same house. That's the only other person I see more than I see you, basically, right? Because I see you every week, sometimes 2 to 3 times a week. Um, the other people, I see them on Sundays at church, and if I see them again in the whole month, is if we plan to hang out. And when we plan those hangouts, I would always invite you. Like people literally used to call us twins, right? So, like, what do you mean by I don't spend enough time with you? I don't get it. But yeah, the person was like, I had too many people around me and all of that. I was like, you know what? I apologize if you felt that way, but you never communicated that. And this person went ahead to say they shouldn't have to tell me. I should just know. Excuse me. Excuse me, please. What do I look like? Am I a mind reader? Understanding more about this whole thing, I realized that it's tied to the need of, like, they always want to feel needed. Like insecure people, they want to feel needed. They want to feel like they are the center, you know, they have your attention all the time. That's how they want to feel. Now, the second thing I noticed was that we were talking, like we came to talk, right? We met up to talk. And I'm telling you, that what you did wrecked me for a couple of months, right? And your only answer to that was, what's done is done. Like it's in your answer to that was, it's in the past. It's in the past. You couldn't say you were sorry, you couldn't apologize, right? Um, they struggle with apologies. Like they do not like to apologize. I'm sorry, it's very hard. Very, very hard for insecure people because in that moment they don't want to be vulnerable, right? They already feel not seen, not complete, right? That they feel like if they ever apologize to you, they will be ripping something off, like from them, if that makes sense, right? But yeah, that was very interesting. I was like, because as the conversation went on, we kept talking. This person would point out flaws about me. I'm like, okay, I didn't know, like, I didn't know this. You didn't tell me this, but I apologize. Even if I did not know, you did not tell me, but I apologize. The only thing that I pointed out to this person that he did to me, you know, they did not apologize. It was a what's done is done situation. I was like, okay, this doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Now, what sealed it for me, right, that day was this person looked at me and said that I like the spotlights and they always felt like they were in my shadow. Basically, I have too much main character energy, or I have main character energy, if that makes sense. And I was like, what does that mean? Did I ever do something to make you feel like you were less than? And they're like, no, that's not what they're saying. But I, you know, I don't even know how to explain it because it was just as funny to me in that moment. And then I was going to respond, and the person was like, oh, and I never really took the time to um know or understand their culture. I'm like, you have to bring me into your culture for me to know and understand your culture. If you were not bringing me into it, how would I know? And they were like, oh, but they came into mine. I was like, no, 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 no. You did not come into mine because you met me. Before you met me, you were already listening to all the many Nigerian songs. Before you met me, you were already probably already eating Nigerian food. I don't know. But you would ask me, oh, I would like to try egusi. Oh, can you make me jollof? Oh, I want suya. Oh, I want this. And I'll do all of these things for you because I love you. And if you know me, you know that I love to cook. So like I would cook for the people that I love all the time. If you ask me to cook for you, I will cook for you because I love you. I feel like honestly, cooking should be added to food, should be added to to the list of love languages. Excuse me. It should be added to the list of love languages. And I listen to the music from your country. I still have some on my phone right now on my Spotify playlist. And then this person goes, that's the thing about you Nigerians. You think you're better than everybody. We're very loud. We like to overshadow everybody else, like all the other African countries. And in that moment, I was like, okay, that was when it hit me that this wasn't really a me thing anymore, right? This person had a lot to work on because how is a conversation about our friendship or what ruined our friendship that you did not even apologize about leading to that is the thing about us Nigerians? Why are you bringing the whole country? Why did you cut the whole entire country? Oh, the whole country. It's no longer about me and you anymore, right? The whole country for crying out loud. Why? Yeah, it was in that moment that um I sat there for a while, for a little bit, and I was like, yeah, okay, maybe I should not be doing this. This person is not ready for this conversation because number one, from what I've noticed, it doesn't look like they've grown from any of this. Like they have a lot of insecurities to work on because now it's no longer about me. First, you feel like I have too many people around me. I don't know how that is a problem for you, but you never communicated any of this to me and you expected me to just know. You feel like I like the spotlight and you feel like you were in my shadow, but not because I put you there. Besides, how do you put people in your shadow? Like if you're not confident enough, just say you're not confident enough, because I don't think anybody can really ever put me in their shadow. So I'm like, how are you in my shadow? Like, if you have work to do on yourself, you have work to do on yourself, but you haven't realized, or you don't understand that you have work to do on yourself. So you're projecting all of your insecurities on me, right? And yeah, I was just like, this makes no sense. And the whole, that's the thing about us Nigerians. I'm like, okay, yeah, this just wraps the whole thing up. In that moment, I was like, you know what? I think I get you. I understand what you're trying to say, and I apologize. What I needed, I got what I needed from the conversation to completely let it go and not feel that hurt, that pain. And thankfully, as of when we had that conversation, everything was good. Life had gotten so much better for a while, too. And yeah, basically, that is my, very brief story, like I said. But anyway, how do you deal with this kind of people? How do you deal with this kind of people? Oh, I forgot to mention that this person also told me that one of my friends told them that they were in my shadow, something like that, something along that line. And my question to this person was, what was your response to them? Right? At that time, we were still friends. At that time, we were really close. And somebody felt comfortable enough to come to you and say something bad about me, and you did not shut it down. Like, what was your response? And they're like, oh, they don't need to, they're not going to tell me who it is. They're not going to talk about it. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. But by the end of this conversation, like when we were done talking, I knew that, this wasn't really about me. There was so much more to the entire situation. But let's roll it back to ways in which like you can handle the situations, or should I say deal with people in your life that are insecure. One of the things you can do when dealing with people like this is to be compassionate, honestly. Because at the end of the day, when you think about it, or when you assess the situation, right, it's most likely coming from a place of hurt, low self esteem, and all of that. Um, Hold them accountable. Like in situations where they've done something to you, you're expecting them to apologize, and they deflect, they make excuses instead of apologizing. You hold them accountable, right? I remember one time when when we fell out. I traveled, and this person did not reach out to me. But when I came back, I decided to reach out anyway because I loved this person. And this person was like, "Oh my God, I miss you so much. I thought you and I were never going to talk again. I was down. I was sad about it." And I was like, "Okay, you were down. You were sad about it. Why didn't you reach out?" And that was another situation where they did something wrong, right? Um, and didn't really like, they weren't account like, no apology, no nothing. They just went silent again. The same way the situation happened, and they went silent. I went silent too. And yeah, like with the whole thing, you know, after a while, I realized that whenever we had any issues, I was always the one reaching out. I was always the one trying to mend things, trying to keep the whole thing going. And at some point, I was like, after we had this last conversation that I, just said you guys about, I got everything that I needed from it. And I was like, you know what? I don't think I can help this person. I don't think I'm supposed to be the one to, do all of this because I've tried and it's not working. So like, I just stepped away. Don't try to fix them. It won't work. You can't. You cannot fix them. They can only get better by working on themselves, and they have to want to, they need to choose to work on themselves, to not feel so insecure or to not feel threatened by other people. um yeah, hold them accountable. holding them accountable is you setting boundaries too, like we talked about in the first episode. Surround yourself with people who are secure, friends who feel secure in themselves, basically. That way, you have a lot less to worry about in a friendship. I know there's so many other things, that could cause one or two, in a friendship, but try as much as you can to make sure that the insecurity is not one of them, if that makes sense. But yeah, basically, surround yourself with people that are confident in who they are, people that know who they are, people that you do not constantly have to remind. Because, like I said earlier on, it would most likely lead to competition, and competition leads to jealousy, and jealousy leads to wahala pro max. But yeah, do not forget to talk to God about it. Anyway, this is Ray in Focus, keeping it honest, heartfelt, and always in focus. Thank you guys for tuning in, and see you on the next episode. Bye.